Bam. My peoples. My peoples. So, Shakur Stevenson won his last fight in spectacular fashion. Was out there looking like Floyd Mayweather. And Tank Davis is about to fight Lamont Roach next. Damn. Now, what's going to be Shakur Stevenson's next move? Is he going to wait for Tank to fight to try to pursue a fight with Tank Davis? Or is Shakur Stevenson simply going to look for another opponent under the assumption that Tank is going to duck him? I'm here, Jay Smith. Let's go. Ooh, JJ's and that's in the building. Bam. So you're the one to answer that question, my brother. Let me know what you think. Does Shakur Stevenson wait for Tank to fight Lamont Roach and try to make that fight happen with Tank Davis? Or does he simply try to find another opponent because he already know Tank is gonna duck? How does this play out? Because right now, that's it. Right now, Shakur doesn't have an opponent, right? So if he wait for Tank, they'll both be free. The nobody. What's up, Jay Smith? Been waiting to jump on one of your lives to admit to I was wrong about Pacquiao. He looked good. What's the deal, my G? Yo, let me know. I can send you the link for this live. My peoples is gonna be able to jump in. You see, this morning people was asking. I didn't have the link available. The link is gonna be available tonight, so be ready. JJ's in the house. Biggie man is ready for anyone right now. Biggie, who's Biggie? I don't know who's Biggie, my guy. I gotta say, look, the fight with Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis, that window for that fight to happen is closing. Just because, Tank Davis is considering retirement. But I tell you what, though, even if he leaves at 30 years old, I think he'll come back. Because I think if he leaves at 30, he'll, he'll be too young, and eventually that competitive edge is going to kick in. Eventually he'll see fighters. He'll see fights where it'll make him want to get back. I don't know if Tank retires at 30 years old. I don't know that he stays retired. I really don't know. I really don't know, my peoples. But I will tell you what. Me personally, if I'm Shakur Stevenson, I'm not letting off. I'm still trying to make that fight. I know, yes, Tank been ducking, still putting that pressure on. Still putting it out there that I want to fight you. Because in reality, if you think about it, my peoples, throughout the history of boxing, that's what the best have always done. The best have always looked to fight the best. They always apply that pressure to try to get that fight. Look at, for example, Sugar Ray Leonard. He was already retired. But Marvelous Marvin Hagler was applying that pressure, man. And he came back out of retirement to fight Hagler. He fought again after that. But the point is that Marvelous Marvin Hagler felt like, I'm the best, and you're gonna have to fight me. We're gonna have to fight. Simple as that. So come on now. It's like I told you, fams. Boxing is the only sport where people who never boxed a day in their life, never competed a day in their life, just because you watch TV, you think you could debate with somebody who actually boxed, who actually involved in the sport of boxing. You really think you could debate, and you don't even see that you're making horrible talking points. Pardon me for being straightforward, but you don't know shit about boxing, regardless of whether or not that bothers you. And yes, you are a Shakur Stevenson hater. Just on the low Shakur Stevenson hater who, instead of hating directly to him, what you do is argue in favor of the other fighter, talking about him. Yo, do you realize how goofy it sounded when you was trying to tell me that nah, Shakur made a mistake because he would have been fighting for one title and Devin Haney was offering him four titles? Come on, bro. My peoples, my peoples, I got a phone over here ringing. The power, JJ said that has the power. Now the power's good over here. Misguided angel. You think her drapes be snake too? I don't know what you're talking about. What drapes? Man, listen. Are you like you do realize that Box Center, Misguided Angel Box Center is a boxing channel? You do realize that, right? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like it's about boxing, my guy. Like really. But anyways, look, my peoples, Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson. I believe that that window is closing just because, like I said before, man, with Tank being 30 years old and already floating the idea of retirement, talking about, fighting Jake Paul at the end of his career. Like, what are we doing? What are we really doing here? Is Tank really gonna retire? Okay, Misguided Angel, thanks for dropping by. Peace. You know what? What is he really gonna do? JJ's in the house. Sounds like they're fucking with you, Jay Smith. Oh, nah, yo, you know how I was talking. What's this guy's name? Hold on, man. Let me see what's this guy's name. This guy's mad because I'm letting him know. Hold on, what's this guy's name? I forgot. I forgot. I forgot. Cipher. If y'all was on Cipher, was on with me today. Cipher's still going back and forth with me on Facebook, on WhatsApp. Still trying to convince me that no, Devin Haney really wanted to fight Shakur. He really wanted it. So Cypher's over here. First, he started off saying that he's a casual fan and that he doesn't really know about boxing. He's trying to learn, and I'm the teacher. And then he making all these goofy ass arguments about how Shakur is, messed up because Devin was offering four titles and he was only mandatory for one. Like he didn't even know that the fight was gonna be for four titles anyways if they would have fought each other. I'm trying to school him out here, but he's on denial, my people. Oh, block this goofball. Block this goofball, y'all. Um, JJ's in there flying away, bitch. Fuck out of here. Yo, my peoples. Cypher. Had to. Yo, listen, my peoples. I'm gonna tell you the most casual boxing fan shit that I ever seen in my life. You never seen this before. Cypher 22. Cypher 22 is going back with me on WhatsApp about Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson and who ducked or who didn't duck, right? This dude asked Chat GPT if Devin Haney ducked. And he sent me the whole Chat GPT response. Like, I'm literally debating with Chat GPT. This guy's using Chat GPT to build an opinion to send me that. Yo, oh my God. And then he's telling me that Shakur Stevenson messed up because he was mandatory for one title. But if Devin Haney was offering for undisputed, he had to take the 25 for the whole undisputed because he was only going to fight for one title. Now, my peoples, I hope there isn't anybody watching this or nobody watching this video who thinks an undisputed champion is going to ever fight and only put one title on the line. I try to explain this to Cypher, but he refused to understand it. He refused to acknowledge it. He kept making these crazy arguments and bringing up these crazy topics. You know the people that'll make 100 different points? How do you respond to somebody making 100 different points that none of them got nothing to do with the one you're talking about? So it's like, nah, man, this guy's a goofball. I had to block, like literally just now, I had to block his ass. Goofball. But my peoples, I digressed. I still say that at this point, with Tank Davis and Lamont Roach, we don't know what we're going to get. Here's why I say we don't know what we're going to get. Tank Davis got arrested, right? Made bail. But now he's dealing with this legal situation. The fight was supposed to happen next month. It's like I told y'all, man. I don't think this fight is going down next month. I think they're going to have to push it at least one more month. They haven't announced the card. I don't think they have the venue locked down. Like I think there's too many things to put together for the fight to be happening next month. I don't think it's gonna happen. So now they're gonna have to push it forward. Where, when, what is gonna be the card? When are they gonna announce it? When are they gonna start holding press conferences? Let's see. We shall see. Go get the money. Cypher was drunk talking this morning. Nah. I think he's just he one of these people that likes to over-explain himself. He thinks that he can talk himself out of bullshit by over-explaining himself. JJ said that, what the fuck? That is not how it works. Sometimes you gotta teach him, man. Sometimes you gotta school him. Jesus Christ just got hot. Bam. Salute. Um, the Ring magazine, they posted that, Terrence Crawford. It's a video of Terrence Crawford promoting the fight with him and Canelo Alvarez. And I posted, I can't wait for the fight. I really can't wait for this fight. And man, people started jumping in on my comment like, yeah, Canelo's gonna beat him up. You show up. You show up to this comment when Canelo beat him up. And they're gonna go high with Errol Spence fans. Which, by the way, Errol Spence fans became Canelo fans. That's crazy work. That's crazy work, my people. By the way, there's only 5 of us, but at least 2 of y'all ducking that like button. The same way Tank Davis ducking Shakur. Is Tank gonna keep ducking him for the rest of his career? I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I will say if Tank Davis doesn't fight Shakur and retires, he's gonna be known for that more than for anything else. More than anything else they done, that's gonna stick with him. I promise you. You know why? Because even a lot of fans of Tank Davis, who are quote unquote his fans, you tell them, name the champions Tank Davis beat. And a lot of them gotta Google that shit because they don't even know. If you say name the reigning champions Tank Davis beat, they gotta Google it. They can't even tell you off the top of their head. But does everybody know about Tank and Shakur? And is everybody always gonna talk about that as long as Tank is active? Yes. Your own fans that don't know your resume like that know about you and Shakur. You're never gonna be able to get away from that fight. Ever. The Soto hybrid. Tank will avoid Shakur. Him and his team know he can't win. Look, the plan seems to be retire undefeated and risk it as little as possible. But you see, the man, Lamont Roach was a cherry pick gone wrong. It could happen. However, the only way that Tank is gonna be able to just relax away from Shakur and forget about him is by retiring. As long as he's an active fighter, people will always ask him to fight Shakur, or when and if he's gonna have fight Shakur. JJ Center has duck master of boxing history. Well, he got that from somebody else, but I ain't gonna say. Tarzan Ropes. Shakur beats everybody up to 154. I wouldn't say up to 154. I wouldn't say up to 154. I would say up to welterweight. Right now, I say he beats everybody up to welterweight. I wouldn't go as far as up as 154, just because the power difference is going to be a whole lot. So I don't think, for 135, that would be 140, 147, and 154. Now you're talking about three divisions, bro. It's a lot of power difference when you're talking about that much. But 135, 140, 147 beats everybody. Everybody. And then a few years into 147, when the body fills in, 154, everybody getting smoked too. I'm putting it to you like this, my brother. Shakur's the type of fighter that there's only going to be two ways for him to lose in his career. Listen that I'm telling you this. There's two ways for Shakur Stevenson to lose. Number one, he moves up way too high in divisions, and fights an opponent that's way too big and gets beat. That can happen. We've seen that happen a lot throughout the history of boxing. That's number one. And number two, he stuck around a little bit too long. So let's say he's undefeated, and at 37, 38 years old, he tried to fight a young, hungry lion, 22, 23. Maybe he could get beat. But right now, in his prime, in and around his division, my people, nobody's beating Shakur. There is nobody. There's a few fighters that in and around their division, nobody's beating them. Shakur's one of them. Just like Alexander Usyk, nobody beating him. The Mexican Monster, nobody beating him. There's some fighters that ain't nobody beating him. It's that simple. Lorena, Roach ain't beating Shakur. You need an intimidating power to win against Shakur. Roach will lose that. You can't outbox Shakur. Yeah, I don't see Lamont Roach beating Shakur, but I don't believe that you have to have power to beat Shakur. It could also be a technician, just as good as him. It's just that right now we don't know anybody like that. But like I said, if Shakur moves up too many divisions, he could end up fighting somebody that's too big and lose because of the size difference. Or, he stick around too long, 38, 39 years old, fights a young bull, gets beat. That could happen too. But in his prime, ain't nobody beating him, my peoples. Forget that. Matty Garcia, how you think that Haney fight gonna go? I mean, I'm hearing that it's not even gonna go. Apparently, Devin Haney and his pops trying to pull out of that fight with Brian Norman Jr. Or I don't know if they already did. Let me see if it's still happening. I don't know. I've been hearing that they pulled out. Dime Lil, JJ Center has Jay Smith. Do you think Till can beat Shakur? No. I think Teofimo can give Shakur a good fight. But he don't want to fight him either. That's the reason why. He know. He know how that fight play out. So Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. are supposed to fight in November, right? They're supposed to fight in November. The fight hasn't been canceled, hasn't been postponed or anything. It's just that I had seen some articles about how supposedly Bill Haney's trying to pull out of that fight, or how the fight may be in jeopardy, or I don't know. I don't know. But damn man, look, I was saying that I got Brian Norman Jr. winning that fight because he's big, man. He got a lot of power. He's fast. But I don't know what version of Devin Haney we're gonna get, man. Are we gonna get that Devin Haney who's just gonna be all over the ring, using that jab and that footwork all over the place, clinching when he closed the gap on? Like, what type of version? What version of Devin Haney are we gonna get? So at first I was leaning towards Brian Norman Jr., but now I'm kind of leaning towards Dev because I feel like he might fight that type of fight. So I'm not sure, my peoples. I'm gonna take back my prediction. Remember, I predicted Brian Norman Jr. was gonna win that fight by knockout, even. But I'm not sure, man, what kind of devil we're gonna see that night if they fight each other. So I'm pulling back my prediction, and I'm gonna make it again down the line. That's what I gotta say about that. Matty Garcia, he ain't got no kids. Pull out game good. Haha. JJ's in the house. Whoa, that telling you something about the boogeyman. Telling you, man, Shakur Stevenson is really that guy. He's really see when people try to compare resumes and say, "Nah, this guy's gonna win because he got a better resume." You can never go by that because sometimes your resume is based on who you can fight. Think about it right now. If Shakur Stevenson want to fight Tank Davis, want to fight Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, even Conor Ben, if those guys don't want to fight him, and some guy that we don't know that well, who's ranked number 2 or number 3 in one of the sanctioning bodies, gets a title shot. How can we be mad at Shakur for giving a title shot to this guy when none of these big stars, your favorite fighters, don't want to fight him? So you got Tank Davis fans saying, "Nah, cause look who Shakur fighting." But you ain't asking Tank to fight him. That's your man's in him. Instead of finding excuse as to why Shakur and Tank shouldn't fight, yo, put that pressure on Tank to fight him, baby. We all want to see that fight anyways. LT flips, Norman wins. So I had predicted that Brian Norman Jr. is knocking Devin Haney out, but I'm not sure right now, bro. Really, I'm not sure. I gotta make that prediction again. I gotta reevaluate. Armando Rosado, salute from Puerto Rico. My brother. Bam. Appreciate you dropping in, my G. The Soto hybrids. It was something to do about drug testing. I don't know, because I don't want to put nothing out there without knowing the facts. Um, let's see. Let's see what happens. That's all I can say to that. Armando Rosado, I have brain. Devin don't have dog in him no more. I mean, oh, I have Brian. I have brain. I have Brian. Devin don't have dog in him no. I mean, I don't want to say that Devin don't have dog in him no. He won his last fight, so I gotta see how is he gonna be going forward. But if he picked Brian Norman Jr. for his next fight, my brother, he got dog in him. Look at the opponent that he picked. He won. If you think about it, my peoples, the moment Javon Boost Ennis left, that's it. Brian Norman Jr. is the guy in the division. So Devin Haney went after the biggest dog, bro. JJ said, now let's go. Please hit the like button for Jay Smith. Yeah, my peoples, don't be ducking that like button, bro. Armando Rosado, Devin and Shakur are so different. I mean, I think that their careers are playing out differently because people think that they could beat Devin and they want to fight him. They don't think they could beat Shakur and they don't want to fight him. So the avenue that they've had to take is different. And you know what's funny? One day I'm gonna just sit down and start looking for receipts. Start looking for receipts. So I could show you why I'm Jay Stradamus. Yo, years ago. This is years ago. I say, yo, Shakur Stevenson, his career is gonna play out similar to Crawford. Why similar to Crawford? Because remember when he was at the welterweight division that nobody wanted to fight him, and he wasn't as big of a star as he is today, obviously. And his star power was kind of like stuck there for a while because Keith Thurman didn't want to fight him. Um, Danny Garcia didn't want to fight him. Manny Pacquiao, who was on top rank, didn't want to fight him. So Errol Spence didn't want to fight him. So all these guys who would help him become a bigger star instantly, they refused to fight him. They didn't want to fight him. And I posted about that Shakur Stevenson's career is going to play out the same way, where he's going to already be a star, but he's not going to be a bigger star because these guys are ducking him. All of them are going to be ducking him. And look, all these years later, that's the case. They don't want to fight him. The only difference between Shakur and Bud is that Shakur is a lot younger. He's only 28 years old right now. So he's going to have the time to get the opportunity at a younger age than Crawford to get a name ended and get that big win. Going to have that opportunity. John Parham, if they had more KO power, he would have more fans. I agree. I agree with that. John Parham, sadly, people think KO's making boxing, makes boxing. I would say the KO is kind of like the home run. You know, the casual fan, that's just what they're looking for, the KO, which is why Tank Davis is such a star, despite the fact that who he beat, who he beat. Jacob, Shalom King, Jay Smith, salute my brother. Pardon me if I'm interrupting. I'm only responding to the title. Yes, Shakur should fight Tank now. I agree with you 100%. And no, my brother, you're definitely not interrupting. This is the main talking point. Um, I would say, in my opinion, Shakur should at least wait to see if Tank Davis and Lamont Roach are going to fight soon. And if they are, stick around. And right after Tank Davis fight, if he wins, call him out. Apply that pressure. Put that foot on his neck right away. And keep that foot on his neck until he fight you, retire, or go fight Jake Paul, I guess. But show the world that you ducking me once again, over and over. I'm gonna keep showing everybody who's ducking. That's how I'm doing it. Tank Davis, as long as he fight, as long as he's an active fighter, I'm chasing you. I'm coming after you. There's no stopping. And I'm gonna tell you what. Thus far, that's what it's looked like Shakur's on. That's what it looked like he on. Like, I'm not gonna stop chasing you. I'm not gonna stop calling your name. You either gonna have to fight me or you're gonna have to retire. Do you, buddy? But I'm here, and I'm gonna stay here. Jacob, I agree with that assessment, and even that I do think Tank would win, but not because of KO. I think Tank just would surprise many of us, not me, but the majority. I mean, I don't think that he's gonna surprise the majority because the majority are in his favor, Jacob. In this fight, Shakur Stevenson is the underdog. The majority are saying that Tank is gonna knock him out. So the majority are gonna agree with you. JJ's in the house. Exactly, John. Nobody wants to go to a game that's 1-0. They want the home run. Armando Rosado, champ. You know more than the Rolly beat Ryan, and Rolly has said it. He don't Devin, that's the only fight. I said it. He don't Devin, that's the only fight. You know that Rolly beat Ryan. I mean Rolly put the beats on Ryan. And Rolly has said it, he don't that's the only fight. He don't Devin, that's the only fight. I'm lost, my brother. But I will tell you what, Rolly's is another one that already found his way out of out of a fight with Shakur. Oh, nah, you know, I feel bad for that poor boy. He's so boring. I'm not gonna fight him. Oh my god, he put really. That's it. He excused himself out of that fight. But come on now, like Rollies would be such an easy win for Shakur, man. Like yo, I think Shakur Stevenson could beat Rollies with one roller skate, one boxing glove, a right-handed golf club, and blindfolded while sitting on a unicycle. Still beating Rollies. Still whooping him. JJ's in the house. Rolly has very good chance to beat Haney. He could have a chance. Jacob. Stop Jay Smith. I'm telling you. All that. Still beating him. Still whooping him. Rolly has very good chance to beat Haney. Uh, Look, man, I don't think he has a very good chance to beat Haney, to be honest. I think that, yes, he always has a puncher's chance. But I would say in that fight, Haney outboxes him up until he lands that shot, if he does. If he doesn't land that big shot, he Haney might even pitch a shutout, a 12-round shutout on him. LT Phipps, hilarious. Yo, it might be hilarious, but it doesn't mean that it's not true. I'm gonna just leave that there with y'all, right there. Jacob, not a very good chance, but damn, he need all that. I'm trying to tell you, Shakur is one of those fighters who, within his prime, there's nobody beating him. Right now, I have not laid eyes on anybody whose skills suggest to me that they could beat Shakur. Somebody who I think would be competitive, not beat him, but can have some good rounds. Andy Cruz. I think, eh, I think Andy Cruz can have some competitive rounds with Shakur. Not beat him, but give him some good rounds. Give him some good work. Jacob, he moved up to 140. I don't know if Shakur could beat Africa. He beating all of them. Beating all of them. Africa getting beat up too. Beating all of them. Yo, Shakur's beating everybody. 135, 140, and 147. All of them getting beat. I'm not going as far up as 154 because I know that that's a lot, and the power difference would be too much. You can't just jump up to that. That's different. But right now, within those divisions, 35, 40, 47, Shakur beating all of them up. Telling you. I'm telling you, my people. Jacob. But I think Africa can go to 147 right now. Me personally, especially if guys like Ryan, Devin, and Tio can campaign seriously there. I mean, I'm gonna tell you what, man. Richardson Hitchens, he's gonna end up at the welterweight division, and he's probably gonna end up at 154 because he a big guy. He a physically big guy. So he might end up, his career might end up at 154, just like Shakur Stevenson. I think he's gonna end up at welterweight, but I think he might end up like in his mid 30s, making the jump to 154. Antonio, hey Jay, lightning work is off. We can barely see you. I'm here, my guy. I promise you. Is that I got a lamp all the way over there. So my setup right now. I hope you can hear me talking shit though, my brother. Jacob. Hell nah, Jay Smith. I disagree. Hitchens is different. Nah, yo, Richardson Hitchens is a special fighter. I didn't say he wasn't different, my brother. What are you disagreeing with? Richardson Hitchens is a special fighter. Jacob, I don't know if Shakur can beat Hitchens. Yeah, Shakur beating. I'm telling you, Shakur beating everybody. Beating him too. Everybody getting beat. Simple as that. LT Phipps, do you think Mason or Schofield can give Shakur a good fight? Styles make fights because of that. I think Abdullah Mason gives him a more interesting fight, but he's too green. Shakur outboxes him, but he gives him a more interesting fight. Abdullah Mason, Shakur makes it look easier against him. He's lucky he was able to pull out of that fight. Shakur was going to embarrass him. I mean, my bad, Floyd Scofield. I meant to say Abdullah Mason, he give him a nice fight. Loses in a nice fight. But Floyd Scofield, Shakur make it look easy. It would have embarrassed Floyd Scofield. He lucky he pulled out. Lucky. JJ's in the house. We can hear you loud and clear. That's what's up, my brother. You might not be able to see me that good, but you're definitely gonna hear the shit talking. Jacob, stop it. But Shakur is nice. Yo, Shakur is that guy, bro. Shakur. Look, all you have to do is consider this. The similarities between Shakur Stevenson and Floyd Mayweather. I know that people don't like to admit it. They say, no, they're nothing alike. They're nothing alike. But let's look at the facts. During his era, Floyd Mayweather was the fighter who was the least hit on a world scale. Today, Shakur Stevenson is also the fighter that is least hit. So I'm showing you one similarity right there between Floyd Mayweather. Look, I'm going to show you, my peoples, a few similarities so that before you tell me, nah, Shakur and Floyd don't look nothing alike. They nothing alike. You take these similarities into consideration. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Floyd Mayweather was the best defensive fighter of his era. Very hard to hit, rarely hit flush. Shakur Stevenson is the best defensive fighter of this era. Very hard to be hit, rarely hit flush. So there you see one similarity between Floyd Mayweather and Shakur Stevenson that's indisputable. You can't argue that. The stats, the numbers, the hit and be hit ratio back up what I'm saying. Floyd and Shakur were both the best defensive fighters of their era. That's one very important similarity between Floyd and Shakur. Number two important similarity between Money May and Shakur Stevenson. Think about this. Floyd Mayweather's not a power puncher. He wasn't out there knocking everybody out. He didn't have a high knockout percentage. That didn't keep him from becoming the face of boxing. Yeah, now we see the same dilemma with Shakur Stevenson. He's not knocking everybody out. Oh, and that's a knock on him. Oh, he don't got power. He don't knock people out. Well, Floyd Mayweather was the face of boxing, and he hardly knocked anybody out. Well, he had a 50% knockout percentage, and the overwhelming majority of his knockouts came in the first half of his career. Come on now. So Shakur Stevenson and Floyd Mayweather, their styles are very similar. They both don't get hit. Come on now. Come on. They both give you angles, do whatever they want to do inside the ring. Nice to the body. Come on, man. What are we talking about? Shakur Stevenson is almost like a reincarnation of Floyd Mayweather, the way he fights. Last outing was out there looking like Floyd, making Williams pay to miss 50 punches at point blank range. Pop, 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 pop. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, my people. Shakur Stevenson was out there beating the chalupas out of Zepeda. Y'all know that. So let's make the comparison. Let's make the comparison. Ramirez, Shakur calls Floyd to this day for advice. Hell no. Nah, Jay. Yeah, loco. Listen, I'm going to tell you like this. At this point, Shakur's not even trying to be the next Floyd. Shakur's going to be the first Shakur. I already seen little kids out there talking about, do that Shakur, do that Shakur. It's already kids talking about they're going to do that Shakur. So that's what I want you, that's what I want you to see, that vision. He not trying to be the next Floyd. He trying to be the first Shakur. And if you're watching, yo, there's little kids in gym talking about they're going to do that Shakur. Dude is really going through a process exactly like Floyd Mayweather, getting the same hate that Floyd Mayweather got. People used to say that Floyd Mayweather run too much. Y'all don't remember that? Listen, if you look for memes, you will find endless memes of Floyd Mayweather with a Forrest Gump shirt, of Floyd Mayweather looking like he's in a track, because that was the narrative. That was the narrative, my people. If you watch boxing long enough, then you have to remember, or I'll refresh your recollection. People used to say that Floyd Mayweather run too much, that he was boring, that he didn't have no power, that they were falling asleep during his fights. It's just every single thing that I hear people saying right now about Shakur, I heard them say it about Floyd. Everything. And how did Floyd's career play out? The face of boxing. And I'm gonna tell you guys an interesting stat that you may not even take into consideration. Floyd Mayweather became the face of boxing at 30 years old when he beat Oscar De La Hoya. Some people think Floyd was the face of the sport for his whole career. It's not like that. He became the face when he beat Oscar De La Hoya. He was 30 years old. Guess what? Right now, Shakur Stevenson is 28 years old. He got 2 more years to get a big win like the one Floyd got on Canelo, on Oscar De La Hoya. Yo, shut up, my man. You see me working over here? Shakur Stevenson got 2 more years before he's 30 years old. So if he fight Tank Davis, for example, whoop that ass next year, he'll be the face of boxing by 29 years old. Even faster than Floyd. I be just telling y'all what it is, man. I just be telling y'all what it is, my people. Don't knock me for delivering the message. Ramirez, you don't win a debate with me, my brother. I will look at the take Shakur and Floyd, not even close. That Shakur and Floyd not even close. I don't know how you could say that. I don't know how you could say Shakur and Floyd not even close when you got Roy Jones Jr., when you got Evander Holyfield, when you got Floyd Mayweather, when you got the elites of the elites saying that he was looking like Floyd out there. But to you, a Shakur Stevenson hater, he didn't look like Floyd. Ramirez, you were telling me that Shakur was going to run from Zapata all night. What happened? Wasn't he supposed to run from Zapata all night? What do you think about that? Jacob, I agree with all that. But again, Floyd was never a runner. Oh, Jacob, come on now. Come on now, Jacob. Come on now, Jacob. How are you even going to say that? If you're saying that Floyd was never a runner, that means that either you're too young and you wasn't watching Floyd, you just went back to watch some replays, or if you're old enough to have actually watched Floyd, then you should know that he was known. People used to say that he was either a runner and a clincher. Come on, bro. How you gonna say that? The receipts are right there. There's endless memes. Look, bro. Look, I'm gonna show you. Because I'm the type of person. One thing about me, Jacob, you're gonna find out with time. I never cap. I never make stuff up out of nowhere. Okay? Never ever you're gonna see that. If I tell you something, it's because it's a fact. Let me give you an example. Exhibit A, my brother. Look. Why do you think, my brother Jacob, they made that meme? What do you think that meme? And if you notice, When you told me that Floyd didn't run, I grabbed my phone and it took me 10 seconds to find that meme. And that was just the 10 seconds that it took me to go to Google and type it in. Now explain to me that, Jacob, why you think that meme was created? What do you think that meme they trying to say? I didn't say they ain't say that. But Mayweather was not a runner. Shakur's not a runner either. It's the same thing. Listen, Jacob, let me explain to you something. In boxing, nobody's a runner. There is no such thing as a runner. That is a style of boxing that is called running by people who want rock'em sock'em robots, by people who want fighters to bash each other brains out like two animals. So when they don't bash each other brains out, oh, you're a runner. Those are runners. Nobody runs in boxing, my brother. There's no such thing as running. It's different styles of boxing. And Shakur Stevenson and Floyd Mayweather style is very similar. No such thing as running. Carlos Perez, Floyd Mayweather just to run like Relámpago Hernández, La Gallina. You see, that's what I'm saying, Carlos Perez. Like Floyd Mayweather had that style that people used to call it running. And he used to do the same thing all the time with the footwork, all the time, in most of his fights. Come on now. That's easy. That's out there. That's what I said. I said Shakur, not a runner either. You ain't read my whole comment. No, 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 no. I got you. I got you, Jacob. But what I'm saying is that they both have. It was somebody else then that said that they had a very different style. They both have a very similar style, and the stats show it. All we got to do is look at the stats. All we got to look at Shakur Stevenson standing right in front of William Zepeda, making him miss 20 punches. Who does that? That's a Floyd Mayweather type shit, my people. Come on now. It's look for whatever reason, man. It's hard for some people to just give credit and say, "Damn, yeah, Shakur is a special fighter." It's hard for people to do that. I don't know why, my people. I really don't. Like, look at the difference when I see Tank Davis. If we talking about his skills, I'll be the first to tell you Tank is a special fighter. LC Fifth, Sweepy, oof. Sweepy was another one of those fighters, man, that he was special. He was special, man. And just a defensive genius. A defensive genius. Jacob, facts. They do. I'm saying Shakur could have beat Pretty Boy Era or Money, opposed to Shakur trying to fight like Floyd mixed with Andre Ward. I'm not saying. Look, I wouldn't suggest that Shakur is trying to fight like anybody. I would say more his style has been developed based on the people he's been working with. You know, he got a little Terrence Crawford, a little bit of Floyd, a little bit of Andre Ward. He got a little bit of multiple great fighters in him. So, shit. Ramirez, my brother, you got to let people debate you because we can't just hear you out and you won't hear us out. My brother, if you want to, Ramirez, I can send you a link right now. That's not a problem. You want me to send you a link? Right now, maybe Ramirez, you just wasn't here. But I said it earlier. Tonight, for this live, anybody who wants to jump in can jump in, my brother. Go ahead. I'll send you the link. Look, Ramirez, let me show you. Ramirez, Mio, did Shakur say he took the most damage out Zepeda? Yes. Send that link. Hold on. No, look, I can't send it. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I could. Let me see. Hold on, my people. Let me send the link. Hold on, Ramirez. I got you. Hold on, because this whole thing is a whole. I gotta figure it out. All right, so my screen might freeze for a second, my peoples, while I send the link, because I'm going to send the link to myself first before I could just put it right there in the chat. So if you see my screen freeze, don't worry about it. It's just me sending the link. Copy the link. Hold on, my peoples. I'm working on it. I'm trying to see. Yeah, hold on, my peoples. If I freeze, just send in the link real quick. I'm back. I'm back. My peoples, let me know. Can you hear me? Let me know. Mic check. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Make sure it's all good. Oh shit, I can't put it here either. All good. Perfect. So for me to send the link, I need to either have you. Okay, do this. Look. Yes, we can hear you. Perfect. Ramirez, do this. Look. That's my IG. Let me show you my IG. Look, Ramirez. Go to my IG right now and send me a message into my IG. And then I'm going to send the link to your IG. Anybody else, my people, if anybody wants to join the debate tonight, if anybody want to jump on the live and give your opinion, your prediction, your trash talking, all right there, my people. Send me a message, send me a DM. I'll send you the link, and you'll be able to jump in and say what you got to say, my people. I've been trying to tell you I don't duck no smoke. If you didn't see Cypher getting smoked this morning, cooked, baked, microwaved, should have seen it. So there you go, my peoples. Um, Damn, I really wanted to send the link right here on the chat, but I can't do it right there. How can I do it? And the thing about that link is that it doesn't even let you forward it. My peoples, let me know, man, what y'all think too. The main topic of conversation has been Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson. Should Shakur Stevenson pursue a fight with Tank Davis? Oh, there we go, Jacob. Yo, it's Jacob. I'll hop on talk fight with you. Oh, Jacob in the building. Hold on, my peoples. We got Jacob in the building. About to get it in. So hold on, Jacob. Let me make sure. I'll get you set up. Oh shit. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Jacob is in the. Hold on, Jacob. I got you, my peoples. We about to start getting these debates in. Elijah Ban Judah. Even though I'm mad at my boy Tank, those fights gonna happen. I hope so, man, because he been talking about retirement and all that. That's kind of scary, my G. Give me a second, my peoples. I'm gonna send this link. About to send this link to my boy Jacob. And we're gonna get it going. Hold on, my peoples. We almost there. Hold on, let me see. Which Instagram? This is the J Smith, okay. Hold on. Has gotten the link. Boom. Jacob has received the link. I think. Damn, I just sent it, but I don't know. Did I send it to the wrong spot? Ah, shit. Yo, Jacob, let me know if you boxing for dinner. You got it, bro. It's boxing. You know, we doing boxing for breakfast. Now we having a nice little dinner right here, man. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, fellas. Ramirez, I can't find you. So Ramirez is J Smith 134. Yo, chat. JJ's in the house. I think you got my IG. Can you put it right there in the chat? I'm gonna write it down. My IG. J underscore Smith underscore 134. Ramirez, that's my IG right there. That's my IG right there. Carlos Perez. Any good fights this weekend so I can drop the money on FanDuel? Let me see. I think there are some good fights coming up. You know what? To be honest, none of the big names are fighting this week. My peoples, I already sent Jacob the link. Should be joining us sometime soon. Carlos Perez. Any good fights? Yeah, I'm not sure, my brother. I gotta follow up. I gotta see. But I don't think that this weekend there's big fights that are scheduled, to be honest. Because if there would, we would have been talking about it. Who's the next big fight? Okay, my peoples, Jacob is about to join us and do what he gotta do.
Salon, give me 2 seconds. My bad. Baby crying in the back. I'm finna walk outside. Hold on.
JJ's in there has there's nothing J Smith this weekend. Damn, man. What am I supposed to do on Saturday night? How I'm gonna survive without having a fight to watch? Now, there's probably gonna be some fights that we can find, just nothing big, nothing major. What's up? What's up? Yep. Talk to me, fans.
You wilding with that Shakur comment.
Me,
You wilding with
tell
that
me.
Shakur comment.
Yo, where you at, by the way? Shit, it's daytime over there. God damn.
I'm in
Ah,
Vegas.
okay, damn. Damn, it's daytime.
Yeah, I'm in Vegas. No, look, and yeah, cause my comments be going through super late. But no, Shakur, like to me, bro, Shakur is beyond gifted. He bad than a mug. You feel me? He different for shit show. I disagree with the Mayweather thing only because it's like a lot of times we forget that Pretty Boy era. He had also one of the highest stoppage rates and knockout rates for the fights he were in. We forget that Pretty Boy was, especially before what? Wait, real quick. Before I think it was, I could be wrong. It was either the first Cuban dude he fought, or it was right before Hatton. One of them, he was considered, at 135 and 130 a knockout artist. Like we forget that.
resume, bro. Look at the screen. I'm showing you that's Floyd resume. What I want you to understand, my guy, is that the overwhelming majority of Floyd Mayweather knockouts came while he was fighting the janitors and the pizza delivery guys and the nobodies. As soon as Floyd Mayweather, as soon as he started stepping up in competition, the knockout percentage, he knocked a few people out. He knocked out Ricky Hatton and a couple more. But the yeah, but no, he didn't knock out Maidana. That went the distance twice, my brother. Then he went 24 rounds with Maidana.
Whoever was the one he knocked, I'm sorry, not McDonald. It was Ortiz, the one that headbutted him. Yeah, he headbutted him.
Yeah, Ortiz. But I'm telling you, the Floyd Mayweather, if you look at his 25 knockouts, bro, about 15 of them was versus the guy rolling burritos in Taco Bell. And the guy, telling you, bro, is the opening. Because look. We got to give fighters a chance when they open up their careers, right? Like you're supposed to be developed, right? So we don't knock them for that because that's part of the process. But let me show you something. Look, Floyd Mayweather, his first fight, he won by TKO, his pro debut, right? His third fight,
Silver in the Olympics.
yeah, look at this. TKO right after the first fight. Then look, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh. He went up to his eighth fight in a row, all stoppages in the first or second round, bro. Versus guys with records. Look, 12 wins and 3 losses, 12 wins, 15 losses, 19 wins, 8 losses. Floyd Mayweather stopped the guy with 1 win and 13 losses. So if you look at the first half of his resume, bro, the overwhelming majority of the stoppages in Floyd Mayweather's career, bro,
Argue that, but
some of these guys, me and you stopping them. Me and you stopping these guys.
look, we not doing that because look, Mayweather, he doing the same thing that most of these fighters do. Most of these fighters do the same thing. They look 23-0. Come on now, we can't do that.
In the argument, look, that's fair because that's how you're supposed to develop yourself, right? You're supposed to, that's the process. But all I'm saying is that when we talk about his knockout power, we forgetting that he was knocked out guys that me and you could knock these dudes out.
I think Mayweather got knockout power. I think he's the type of fighter that's gonna stop you. You know what I mean?
Had the type of power to keep you honest, to make you guess. He had that stink to it that he make you hesitate.
That hurt the most. You know what I mean? He gonna catch you. You know what I'm saying? Which is what I think with Tank. Which I'm not saying you, but a lot of people they treat like how they treat Canelo, like how he's just a big person that punches on everybody when half the people he fights bigger than him. They do that with Tank, where Tank, oh well, he just drains you and da. No, Tank has a knockout power because he's a high IQ fighter, and he's gonna catch you when you don't expect it. Just like Rolly said, it didn't even hurt when he got knocked out, but he didn't see it coming. So you know what I mean? That high IQ, I feel like people don't realize like it. If it was just that easy, it'd be a lot more people like Tank.
It's a special fighter, bro. The only if you go back and you watch every single time that I talk about Tank, I always praise everything that he does inside the ring because whether it's the footwork, whether it's Tank is arguably one of the best counter punches in the game. The pound for pound, one of the hardest punches in the game. Then when you talk about the footwork, the angles, Tank has all of the tools in the bag that you can have as a fighter. My only knock on him is that he will not fight the best. Like, bro, you 30 years old at this point. You're a 30-year-old prospect, bro.
Look,
You're a
now I can
30-year-old
never.
prospect. Go ahead.
I got plenty of betting receipts to prove it. When it came to Tank and Roach, I made money because I bet for the fight to go to distance. I didn't bet on the winner. I didn't think that Tank was gonna lose, but I was like, I bet him to go to distance where everybody's telling me he's gonna be a knockout.
Oh, he was a cherry picked on wrong.
I don't think that you I grew up with this kid, and Roach been a champion at every level he fought. Like, just because he's not in the same weight class, which I give you that, he wasn't the same weight.
Let me ask you a question. Because you made a statement. You say he fought champions every level he fought. Who?
Level he fought.
I know, but we're talking about Tank Davis, right? Who are the champions he fought?
The caliber of these champions, but let's not act like when he went to 140 with Barrios. Like I said, we don't got to agree on the caliber, because I feel you on that. I feel you.
The caliber, but we can't
You know what I
argue
mean?
the
You know what I mean?
wait.
You know what I'm
Listen to
saying?
this.
Because I
Listen to
get
this.
that.
We can't argue how good, but we can't argue the legitimacy of a secondary title in a division when there's a champion that's undisputed like Josh Taylor.
No arguments with that. Now, in that, I give anybody that. Tank definitely don't.
For that Mickey Mouse belt.
Put it this way, Tank pound for pound. Because I think Tank does what Canelo does now, right? Later in his career, where, I'm going to pick the fights that's going to give me the money, that's going to be easier than.
Not just now. Let me ask you a question. Right? Taking into account that Tank Davis is 30 years old, right? Who would you say is the best win in his entire resume right now? Name the top 3 wins in his resume right now. 3. What you feel are the best 3 wins in his resume, the biggest wins.
Pitbull, and not in order, by the way, but Pitbull, Barrios. I really want to lean Rolly, but Rolly don't have like the IQ, so to speak. So I probably say Pitbull, Barrios, and I ain't gonna lie, maybe like a Frank, because Frank, he don't get his credit. He a bad dude.
The best 3 wins that you named in Tank Davis' career. Pitbull, watch this. Pitbull had never won a title. Barrio had a Mickey Mouse belt, and Frank Martin, that was his first title shot. That was the best 3 wins of a 30-year-old. Bro, take a look. All I'm telling you is this. Look,
I
all
agree
I'm
with
telling you
that.
is this. All I'm telling you is this. Watch this. Watch this. Look at fighters that we consider great. Think about in your head any fighter that you say, yo, this is a great fight, right? I'm gonna give you an example. Canelo Alvarez, an active fighter that's considered great by many, right? Yo, this dude was fighting Floyd Mayweather when he was 23 years old, right? When he was 23. Now watch this. Think about Tito Trinidad and Oscar De La Hoya. They fought each other in their 20s, bro. They were both 28 years old when they faced each other. The 2 best. So when you look historically, the best has sought to fight the best. That has not been the case with Tank Davis.
That outside of that, he beats your ass in the pocket every time after that.
Though, that time that Maidana hurt him when he knocked his tooth out, bro, he hurt him really bad. Floyd stumbled to his corner. Like if the round didn't finish right there, he was gonna get knocked out. He would have got knocked out.
Hey, same thing with Shane. If he don't hold on to Shane, if he wasn't holding on to Zab, I agree with all that. My point is this: just like when Mike knocked out Buster, right? And then they say, oh, well, he got the 13-second count. That's arguable. But what happened though? You should have put him away. Buster got up and proceeded to beat the dog shit out of Mike. So we can't say what ifs. At the end of the day, Your job is to win the fight. You didn't do what you were supposed to do and end it. Mayweather got back up and got to whooping ass.
Tell you what though, since you mentioned Buster Douglas, Buster Douglas is one of the most underrated fighters in history. Like people, we know that this is the biggest upset, but it was always sold. It was always sold like basically like he was a bum, like a bum. You know, like Mike Tyson got beaten by a bum, but nah, man. Mike Tyson got beat by a dude who could fight. Now,
Historically, if we see, like, I forgot that one white boy name that was giving Mike the work, right? But Mike him still knocking him out. Mike, unless he got a knockout when it came to boxers, Mike struggled with people that knew how to move around.
Francois Botha. Yeah, but you know
Yeah,
what?
you
In
know,
his
I see.
defense, of course, that he's African, South African, Francois Botha. Yeah, but that at that time, Mike had just got out of jail and had been inactive for a minute. That was his first fight. Oh no, he didn't just get out of jail. I don't know why he had been inactive. He didn't just get out of jail, nah, because his first fight was Peter McNeely.
Because that was when they were saying, "Oh, if Mike get in there with somebody that can actually box, it ain't gonna happen." That was why they built it up with the Holyfield thing. You know what I mean? Because Holyfield felt like, well, I could actually box.
Brother, I'm gonna let you go so I can let somebody jump in and say their piece. My brother, I
I'm
appreciate you
watching it.
jumping in, man. We got to do it
It's
again.
good. I'm gonna be in the comment section going crazy, man. Salute to the chat. Salute you, Jason.
You already know, my G. Yo, Ramirez, do what you gotta do, Ramirez. Do what you gotta do, Ramirez. JJ's in that Leo Santa Cruz, Barrios, Pitbull, fucking joke. You see, man, yo, it's hard to argue in Tank Davis' favor. And you see why. That's why it's hard to argue in his favor. Because when you really get into the resume, it's like, mm. And let's be, serious, right? Tank Davis is not fighting bums. He's fighting good fighters. He's not fighting the best. Ooh, my people's Ramirez is in the building. Ramirez is in the building and ready for that smoke. Bam. Ramirez.
Salute to everybody.
Boom. Salute, my G.
Nah, that's a fact. Nah, man, I'm not. It's not even hate, bro. I know it sounds like because I'm bombing you. Eso suena así, mi rey, pero que en verdad no. Look, the problem is I don't. I baby, your guy Shakur, man, he be contradicting himself a lot, brother. Shakur. I'm gonna put it like this. What was the last fight after he won the Cepeda fight? Who was he? He was on the Ariel Hawani show with who? Conor Ben. Conor Ben. Conor Ben. Okay, well, he's asking him Conor Ben. Now he's saying he want to fight him right at 147.
Let's clarify how that actually happened. He wasn't saying I want to fight you. Conor Ben sat there trying to play hard, trying to act like Shakur was soft, and Shakur was like, "What's up? I'll fight you." Shakur actually came up in that interview like a G, because Conor Ben was trying to sun him, and he was like, "What's up? What you want to do? I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass. The skill gap is too much. I'll beat your ass. Easy work."
What age at 18? He's like, I got you. 17. I want your man. I 17. He's like, I got you. It's just he's selectively picking his opponents. I know people hate Tank, but he's basically picking his opponent after a win that he just got. Bro, he should have been calling out Tank. You in the biggest stage. Tank is on every other interview before. My name though, call out the nigga you want to fight. Not after he won, bro. Did not call out Tank, bro.
Ask your question.
Damn, my money. It's a lot of things, man. Okay, what? Okay.
If you're taking sides or if you're just seeing everything that's playing out, right? At this point in the game, Tank 30 years old, Shakur 20 years old. So we know them for a while already. We've been following them for a while. We didn't just meet these guys yesterday, right? So at this point, is it fair for me to say that you probably seen Shakur Stevenson call out Tank Davis more than 3 times in separate occasions? Okay.
On Tank too about that. Like I
But
get
let me
mad
ask you a
when Tank.
question though. Same time, have you ever seen Tank Davis say, "Yes, I want to fight Shakur"?
Like that, no, wait, no, yes. Actually, that when he put him on that hit list, he actually did say, that's basically is though.
Say it because he refused to say Shakur name. Like, yeah, his name on that list too, which is a mythical fake list because he's already talking about retirement and ain't faced nobody on the list that he didn't face nobody on it. ¿Qué credibility le damos una vaina así?
I don't know what Tank got going on. At the end of the day, it's not like only Tank. You feel me? I ain't really only a Tank fan. I fuck with Brian Norman. I like Gary Antoine Russell. People that, well, not Norman of course, but Gary Antoine has called you out. Jermaine Ortiz has called you out. I could. I mean, Richardson is your man that you say you groomed him. Take his strap. Take his belt. You get what I'm saying? Separate this. El hermanito tuyo, Shakur, man.
Pero Gary Antoine Russell pelea en la 140, manito mío. What are we
But
talking
he's
about?
saying Shakur's not small, bro. Don't me diga que he's a big.
What are we talking
Yes,
about?
he campaigned at 135, but it's looking like he's not gonna get none of the belt holder at 35 because he didn't even name he not calling for out for Morataya. He calling out for Lamont Roach, Andy Cruz.
Yeah. They ducked him. They was trying to make that fight big. You see, you're not acknowledging that there's a lot of people that don't want to fight Shakur. Not acknowledging that, bro. Because maybe you don't like him. That hate. He was trying to fight Murataya.
Moves. I don't like him contradicting himself when he say I'm the best fighter in the world. You gotta prove it. Hay que probar who he fought to be the best.
Thinking of Murataya. But me and you know Murataya ain't shit. Who's Murataya? No, no, no. Look, when I say Murataya and shit, I don't mean it in a
Now I know what you
disrespectful
mean.
way,
I know
right? I'm trash talking.
to him.
But what I'm referring to, there is nobody in this chat or anywhere who thinks that Murataya is an important fighter, a pound for pound fighter, even a threat. Come on, man. Murataya.
When we calling out, like when they come out with Devin Haney, they're like, oh, who's Haney for? He's fighting the guys that are ranked, right? And then on top of that, that offer. But
Talk to me.
wasn't Dika that he sent them an offer?
And I love the way y'all like to finish the story
No, I'm
halfway.
just.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Did you see the movie Rocky? Okay, imagínate if I tell you didn't Apollo beat Rocky? What would you
The
say to that?
close. It was close as
Okay,
fuck.
and then what happened? No, no, but then what happened? Ultimately, who won?
First one. The first one. Apollo. You said Apollo.
Is that if I say what happened between Rocky and Apollo, who ultimately won? The last fight was Rocky, right? So if you tell me that the ultimate winner was Apollo, you're not telling the whole story. You're pausing it where Apollo won, but you're not telling the part where Rocky won. You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to Shakur and Devin, it's doing the same thing where you say, well, I heard he got sent 25%. Well, that's not where the story ended. After the 25%, Shakur enforced his mandatory. They was about to go to purse bid, and Devin Haney vacated his title like 3, 4 days before going to purse bid to avoid fighting Shakur. That's a duck.
Went up and weight to 140 and 4 reasons. I remember clearly, but it's like it's just damn brother. I don't know how you not seeing this, brother. Like
Mira, te voy a enseñar. Te voy a enseñar. Porque lo que tú estás haciendo, you putting two and two together in your hate point of view for Shakur. Watch this. Watch this. I can guarantee you that we can find video, right? If you challenge it, I'll look for it, but I hope not to waste time doing that. But I guarantee you this video of Rollies expressing that he don't want to fight Shakur. There's video of Teofimo expressing that he don't want to fight Shakur. Devin, he ducked Shakur. I already showed you that. Tank Davis been ducking Shakur for the last couple of years. He fight whoever he wants. The only reason he hasn't fought Shakur is because he doesn't want to. He could have made that fight if he wanted to.
You consider Tank a showcase fighter or legacy fighter? Which one you think?
I'm saddened by the fact that we separate the two because both should be just one. When did we start separating this? You know when we started separating this? What
He wasn't getting to get belts. He had, okay, he had.
Mike Tyson was the youngest heavyweight champion in the world. What are we talking about?
When they only had two belts.
Bro, but Mike Tyson was the youngest heavyweight champion in the world. He looked for a belt as young as possible. He was looking for the record to become youngest heavyweight champion ever. That's written in history, bro. You know when this argument started about between legacy and money? When the PBC fed y'all this shit. The PBC done bamboozled y'all into thinking that titles wasn't important no more. That now what's important is popularity. So that's why y'all started arguing about Tank Davis putting butts in seats and selling pay-per-views. And it's like, do we watch Tank Davis bank account and get entertained by it? No, we shouldn't even argue about who put butts in seats. And
Most money. I want that fight to happen. Yo, manito, yo estoy. Oye, bro, yo veo a Tank y yo, nigga, pelea ese tigre mañana, nigga. Pero espérate,
the
pero
problem.
que you, pero que, put it like this though. It's different. And mind you, they reached out. Don't say that they didn't reach out, try to make that fight. Don't say.
Who
Go
reached out?
put the Steven Espinosa. The only
Hold
reason
on,
the
hold on,
fight
hold on. Hold on, who reached out?
they tried, right, on making the fight happen. Shakur wanted a long-term deal. Remember,
Right now. I know about that situation. Y'all miscategorizing it. Steven Espinoza, let me say something. Let me say something. Steven Espinoza, what he actually said is that they was trying to make a fight with somebody else, and Shakur Stevenson wanted a multi-fight deal, but they never offered a fight with Tank Davis directly. They never say, yo, here's the deal to fight Tank. So when you said they tried to reach out, an offer for a fight with Tank Davis was never there. Be very strategic with it. With the they tried to reach out.
sorry, just you see how I'm calmly. Tú ves como yo te calmly tranquilito porque mío is not. I'm telling you, it's not what you thinking it is. I promise you, bro. Ahora mismo, Shakur tiene tres gente en su bolsillo. Eddie Hearn, Jay Prince, damn, who else? No, I think them two right now. I think they each get like 30% of his shit. No cap. Él quiere, yo understand he want the bag. He don't wanna, he don't wanna,
This ain't gonna explain away why Tank ducking him, bro. Not gonna explain.
bro, but ahora mismo everybody call out Tank. Tú ves que todo el mundo que call out Tank, what Keyshawn was doing. Hold on. What Keyshawn was doing. Keyshawn was who he fought. He ain't fight nobody. Keyshawn wanna fight Pitbull, fought Pit Raza. They wanna fight Tank Lefto. Frank Martin. Espérate, pero Frank Martin también, manito. Frank Martin también.
Couple of years, bro. It's not today that he started calling him out.
135. He got it like 3 years ago, I think, right? Or 2 years ago. That's when he started calling him out. That
I'm gonna have to find you something and send it to you. He was calling out Shakur. He was calling out Tank before moving up. And the thing was, why you calling out somebody who ain't even in your division?
I remember seeing that shit when he was. I think I forgot what fight Shakur had against a fight against somebody, and Tank was like he fighting cab drivers, like this nigga, whatever, blah blah blah. They was cool, bro. They was cool, bro. Remember, they was cool, bro. They was cool niggas.
Time,
But
bro.
okay, Shakur, mira, even when Teofimo said he
Let me
wasn't.
ask you for your own logic. Give me your logic. Give me your own logic, right? Give me your logic. Why do you think all these years Tank won't fight Shakur? Yeah.
Not why he won't fight him, bro. It's just for one, niggas want. But espérate, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna name you the list. We know the list of people that they want him to fight to you. Ryan, Devin.
Not fighting Tio.
No, I said that, but the people want him. You know,
No, but forget about what the people want you. Why Tank Davis won't fight Shakur?
he's not a pleasing style, bro.
Okay, but why Tank won't? That look. That's your reasoning that Tank won't fight Shakur because he's not a please.
Tank is gonna knock him out. I don't think
Okay,
Tank is gonna knock him out.
okay.
I think the fight. Wait,
Reasoning.
hold on. Shakur know Tank very well. Remember who got Tank ready for that Pedraza fight? Richard Shakur. Ellos lo conocen muy bien, mío. No es eso. How Lamont made Tank look? How did Lamont make Tank look? Why? Because even Lamont said, I have all the tapes from when we was amateurs. I mean, now you can still see Tank. Bro, ellos lo conocen. Only si tú lo conoces, ese tigrito estaba ahí, can you have a chance of like, nah, like, I'll say like figuring out his style to like dodge him a little bit more or like know how to counter him better or do better things in the ring to get a better chance of beating him. Lamar did a phenomenal job. To me, he won. To me, he won. To me, I don't even think he needed the knockdown as a Tank fan. I'm a nigga that's realistic, I would say. To me, he lost that fight. But we understand Tank is the money. We understand that. Just like Canelo. And just like Floyd, que Floyd ha perdido par de peleas que se le han dado también. Floyd ain't fought the Paul Williams. You remember that nigga, right? Before that, he ain't fought him. He ain't fought that killer. And niggas won him. But that sadly he got okay, también otro. It's gonna be things like that, like pero también Shakur gotta set himself out from the pack. And no like Shakur ni le quiere dar
I want you to consider this. Floyd Mayweather became the face of boxing when he was 30 years old. Oye, when he beat Oscar De La Hoya, at 30 years old, he became the face of boxing.
to put
Pero
belt time.
espérate, para que tú veas. I was 30 years old, right? Right now, today, Shakur Stevenson is 28 years old. And what I want you to understand is that at 28 years old, Shakur Stevenson is already a three division champion, a unified champion, and an undefeated reigning champion. So when you take your opinion out of the people that Shakur fought that you might not like, when you take your opinion out of it, and we look at accomplishments, which is factual information, at 28 years old, Shakur Stevenson is almost on par with Floyd Mayweather as far as accomplishments go. On par right there, look, right there. That's the thing. When it comes to specific opponents, you can always inject your opinion to say, no, this guy's not that good. Oh, this guy was better. But when it comes to accomplishments, that's factual information. So you're talking about one of the most accomplished young fighters need to step up. Si tú no estás viendo el resume de Tank Davis, mira el resume de Tank Davis. Yo, bro, Adrian Broner became a four division champion, and most people can't name nobody he fought, bro. Mostly.
Nah, no lie, bro. Adrian Broner was a dog, though. I used to like Adrian Broner a lot.
Now, name me the champions that Adrian Broner beat off the top of your head. Yeah.
I didn't know a lot of the because I don't like the smaller weights. I don't like the smaller weights like that.
Reason to, but I know you wasn't gonna be able to.
And the time that AB I was like 12, bro.
You could think like Mali Naji, but
Yeah,
him,
nah,
but
I don't even like Maldonado, to be honest.
yeah, but I'm sure you know him. But my point is that Adrian Broner, the PBC's matchmakers, they got him a lot of vacant titles versus average dudes, and he became a champion by fighting a.
En esto, bro, in this boxing game, in this boxing mafia, you know that mouthpiece sell. They want that money, all that shit with the belts and all that. Yeah, that's cool. You could be champion, blah blah blah. But can you fill out these seats? Can you put money in our pockets? Because that's what they promote. You think the promoters care about belts, brother?
saying, right? He's saying that Shakur knew he could beat Zepeda, but he can't beat Devin Haney. He know he can't beat Devin. Now tell me that's not delusional when he pushes him to a purse bid and is forcing him into a fight and deboed him out of his title. How could he not think that he could mess with
Shakur did. But look what Shakur did with Jamel Herring. Shakur and Jamel Herring was supposed to get a split 50-50. Shakur had the 60%. He left Jamel with the 40 and made him believe that they was going to get 50-50. Meo, yo estoy claro de huevo.
manito que no tiene? Déjame decirte algo. Manito, yo no sé qué tanto tú puedas saber de eso. Pero tú firmas un contrato en el boxeo, manito, before the fight. How you gonna tell me that you didn't get the amount that you were supposed to? You know what you're gonna get when you sign that contract, bro. That's cap.
Around you. Remember, Shakur is the Olympian. He's a high pedigree fighter. No,
Harry
they
knew what he
signed
was gonna.
contract. Oh,
How you gonna tell me Harry didn't know what he was gonna get when he signed the
no,
contract, bro?
before there's a contract, it's a verbal. It's verbally. Tú sabes, it's not even como.
Me and you talk, right? And I tell you 50-50. And you see a contract, your contract say 30, you not don't sign it. The
No, porque top rank was more invested in Shakur than Jamal, brother.
they were invested in is that what Jamel agreed to in a contract, bro. Look, I'm proving to you. This proves. Look, this
I respect
proves
you.
This proves that you have anti Shakur Stevenson pre-recorded talking points because to say that it's not fair what he got against Jamel Herring, that's crazy work, bro. Jamel Herring signed the contract to agree for a certain amount.
Déjame decirte, you made a good point. Shakur is a three-division champion. Déjame decirte, against Joel Gonzalez, Oscar Valdez, and Edwin de los Santos, como se fue esa pelea. Bro, he beat Joel Gonzalez. Okay, that was a good fight, slower weight class. I forgot there was some fighters that dang.
What you thought about that fight?
My name, he's a good fighter. They are good fighters. Nah,
Shakur te está saliendo por los poros.
you know
Valdez
what
was
it
an
is.
undefeated reigning champion, bro. An undefeated reigning champion, bro. Damn. That hate got you blind, bro.
You took it from, because that's why all this. When they dropped the title,
Valdez, who Tank took it
Valdez
from?
took it from Benche, and then he. What you mean? Who took it from? He took it from Pedraza. He took it from Pedraza.
And who Pedraza? Pedraza better than Valdez?
Bro, bro, Pedraza followed Mancheco, bro, and gave him a better fight. Bro, Pedraza followed Mancheco, bro, and gave him.
Bro, you done messed up right now. You just said Pedraza better than Valdez? That's what you said?
I mean,
I want
you're
you to
gonna
really
say,
analyze that.
yeah, bro.
Pedraza's better than Valdez. Bro, I'm going to put it to you like this. I'm going to put it to you like this. I'm going to remind you that Oscar Valdez became a world champion, and when he lost to Shakur Stevenson, he became a world champion again.
And he popped for steroids. Remember?
Pedraza, Pedraza, after he lost to Tank Davis, he became a stepping stone. Keyshawn Davis and a bunch of dudes just beat him
No,
up.
he
He
followed.
became a stepping
He
stone.
followed Mancheco. He followed Mancheco. He followed
And what
Mancheco
happened?
after
What
Tank.
happened in that fight?
But he just showed Lomachenko wasn't who he was. Dike the one when they was trying to match Tank. That was a good fight, but it wasn't hot. Damn, you freezing a little bit, brother. Damn, yo. Damn, my guy froze a little bit. Manito, can you hear me, bro? Yo, yeah, I don't know if you can hear me, but you frozen, brother. Yo, yo, Smith. Damn. Damn, but yo. Nah, but yeah, he's wilding right now with this Tank slander, right? Now, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying Shakur is a bad fighter. He's a good fighter. I can't call him great. It's just I see through his tactics who he cherry picks. Okay, we understand you may have hand issues, right? You can have a hand issues, but you can't pick and choose, especially not being the A side. Well, he is the A side to some opponents, but he doesn't really bring in the money how he say he do. That's one, and also the opponents that been calling him out, bro, he not fighting no Gary Antoine. He not fighting no Jermaine Ortiz when they was at